Now, from what I understand, you also had incidences happen to you as a little girl that gave you an understanding of who you are today. Did you want to share that with me?
Yeah, I guess there was a dream that I had. I don't really, to be honest, remember a lot from when I was a little girl in terms of this stuff. Like, I'm sure there was stuff, I just don't really remember it. But as a teenager, I started having dreams that were out of this world, I guess you would say. And um, I would dream about people passing away, and then they would pass away. And people that I didn't know were going to pass away necessarily. And I remember having one dream, and basically it was I saw this light in my dream, and it was like a bright blue, and it was really, really bright. And I felt like the most intense feeling of love. It was probably like 1,000 times more love than I've ever felt. And I woke up, and again, I was raised in a Christian household, so I was like, what the heck was that? Like God or something? Like I didn't know what that was, but it was so intense and so powerful, that after, when I started dreaming more and more about people passing away or seeing, like having those kind of dreams, I wasn't scared of them, because it renewed a faith in me that we don't just die and that's it. Like there's this bigger energy, if you will, whether, I don't know, like the word God doesn't always resonate with me, because I just think there's too much religious ideas around what that has to be for me. I mean, if someone else, I'm not here to change anyone's beliefs or anything like that. I try to be really respectful of that. But for myself, I just, it feels like there's just this energy, and we're part of this bigger universe, and it's love. That's our true state, is love. I think we come from that place, and we forget.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I always look at it from the opposite way. I can't say I've ever contextualized it as we come from that place. I always say we return to that place. So you saying that, I'm like, oh, there's another side that I just hadn't thought about, even though it makes total sense when you say it. I believe we all go home when we're done here. And then, of course, I have the belief that our passing is actually our reward for being here, which freaks people out. That they're all just like, because there's
You
so
survived.
much fear around the idea of death and dying, and we haven't, religion used to provide us with a platform for at least a process or processes or even a comfortableness with how people pass. We have things like funerals and wakes and celebrations of life and stuff like that, but when we realize that we are all part of the collective and that we just change form, and as a medium, as a little girl, I didn't realize I was a medium. I actually didn't realize I was a medium until well into my 30s, that kind of thing. I had a lot of interesting things happen to me over the years, but I always thought they were one of, right? And I've learned from connecting with people on the other side repeatedly, bringing across weird, strange, small things that no one could describe to me. I can look at a photo of a gentleman who passed just this weekend, for instance, and I saw a huge thing about honesty and something mechanical. And I'm like, there's something mechanical. And in my mind's eye, I saw an auto mechanic. But because I'm shown things in context to bring a message forward, I can't always say that that's literal, right? So I'm always trying to be careful with that. And sure enough, the person I was doing the reading for told me that her dad had been a lifelong mechanic, had his own garage, and was the most honest mechanic she had ever met. Now, his photo was nothing like him. It was him sitting on a black and white photo on him out in the backyard in the grass looking like it's a summer sunny day. So there's no indication that he's a mechanic in any way, shape, or form, not through carriage, not through the way he holds his body, not through any kind of visual thing from the photo. And so to have these little tidbits that there's no way I would ever know has created this huge faith and huge comfort, level of comfort in me that we really do transcend to the other side. Because how the heck would someone like me, little old me, know these things when I look at a photo if that person's energy didn't exist in some form on the other side to be able to tell them to comfort the person who's asking? Right? And so it's really a whole kit and caboodle type of thing. It's really is truly a complete journey. And the thing is it's not denied to any of us. It's part of our inherent birthright, working with spirit, bringing it into our life. Whether we're thinking, oh, I'm going to get on a plane, and then we don't feel well about getting on that plane, and sure enough, something happens to the plane. Now, it could be something as simple as it gets caught in a snowstorm, and if we had left then we would have had it, a whole thing of, rescheduling. But I mean, we're not talking death here. Everybody's always worried, and I think that's an interesting aspect. Everyone's always worried that if they work with their intuition, they might, see something coming, like the idea that if they had gotten on the plane, it's going to crash, when really all it was going to do was be delayed by a snowstorm, right? And so we have to create a context or a dialogue with our intuition. We have to walk with it. We have to enjoy it. We have to feel it. We have to listen to it. And I think, having more people doing coaching, as in bringing people in to the different ways of spirit, using the different modalities, everything from sound healing to Reiki, etc., that kind of thing, I think it starts to normalize it, or at least open the door to normalizing it. And if I had a mission in life, I would love to normalize working with spirit, because I'm a pretty analytical, regular Joe. I like a good... Every once in a while, I like a scotch, and I admit I'll probably drop an F-bomb if we get comfortable enough with each other. That's me. But that doesn't discount. You don't have to be this guru. You don't have to be this magical being. You just have to kind of tap into what people consider magic in order to get the best for ourselves and for others.